Todd Chrisley has revealed lies that Savannah Chrisley told during an interview. He was not holding back when it came to this. A lot of things have been said about how Todd was treated while in prison. However, a lot more things are coming to light that show these things were not necessarily true. There is a lot to unfold and uncover when it comes to this situation. Keep reading to find out more about this. Savannah Chrisley was keeping everyone up to date with what was going on in the prison system when Todd and Julie Chrisley were locked away. She let fans know how corrupt the system was and everything that was going wrong. However, she said things that may not be true. Savannah claimed that the prisoners were starving. This was because the system was feeding them food that had expired. Obviously, people would not think this was okay. However, it was said that Todd was not eating because of this, so he was just going hungry. Now, a lot more has been revealed that may not support her previous statements. This is not a good look for the family right now. Todd Chrisley revealed the lies that Savannah Chrisley told. He admitted that he got fast food while in prison. "You asked me what did I eat, and I'm not gonna come on here and lie. I had Chick-fil-A, I had Burger King, I had pizza, I had Culver's," which, let me just go ahead and tell you, this is not an ad. But Culver's is my jam now. "I had Olive Garden once, but I didn't like it, so." He was not eating expired prison food. He was eating things that he would normally eat in the outside world, in a surprising turn that has sent shockwaves through reality TV fandom and media circles alike. Todd Chrisley has come forward with a compelling narrative of betrayal, miscommunication, and revisionist storytelling, this time not directed at prosecutors, tabloid reporters, or former friends, but at his own daughter, Savannah Chrisley. From behind prison walls, Todd has allegedly spoken through trusted intermediaries and private communications to address what he calls a deeply hurtful misrepresentation perpetuated by Savannah in her recent string of interviews. At first glance, the idea of Todd, known for his slick charm and tight grip on family image, calling out his daughter may seem improbable. Yet insiders close to the Chrisley family suggest that this revelation has been brewing for months. Todd, currently serving time following his conviction for bank fraud and tax evasion, has reportedly been watching with growing frustration as Savannah stepped into the media spotlight to represent the family's struggles, and, in his eyes, rewrite history. The rise of Savannah's narrative since Todd and Julie Chrisley's legal downfall. Savannah has positioned herself as the voice of the Chrisley family. Through podcasts, social media updates, and sit-down interviews, she has painted herself as the responsible sibling suddenly forced into parenthood, public relations, and crisis management. While many admired her poise and determination, not everyone within the Chrisley inner circle was comfortable with her version of events. Savannah often recounted stories of familial dysfunction, pressure, and even subtle accusations that implied her father's controlling tendencies may have contributed to their downfall. While never overtly accusing him of wrongdoing beyond what was already public, she walked a careful line, seeking sympathy from audiences without appearing to throw her parents under the bus. However, for Todd, that line wasn't careful enough. Todd's perspective from federal prison in Florida. Todd has maintained a tight network of legal representatives, family confidants, and fellow inmates who've reportedly become part of his extended support system. Sources close to Todd say he's been deeply wounded by how Savannah has chosen to portray the family's inner dynamics, and particularly her role within them. One of the key issues for Todd appears to be Savannah's repeated implication that she was unaware of the financial misdeeds that landed her parents in prison. According to Todd, Savannah was not only aware of many of the family's financial strategies, but she had also benefited from them, whether through lavish gifts, business ventures, or paid appearances arranged through the family's complex financial web. More troubling for Todd, however, are what he allegedly describes as intentional omissions, stories Savannah left out in her interviews, which, if included, would have painted a different picture altogether. This includes her early aspirations for fame, her agreement to stage certain family moments for TV ratings, and her awareness of certain financial decisions that she now claims to have been in the dark about. The tension of control. One of the more painful aspects for Todd is Savannah's frequent allusions to being controlled by her father growing up. While Todd has never shied away from admitting his authoritative parenting style, furious over the way this narrative has been twisted into something, in his view, more sinister. To Todd, his brand of parenting, demanding excellence, tightly managing appearances, ensuring loyalty, was always about protecting the family name and business. He allegedly believes that Savannah benefited from this arrangement until it no longer suited her. Now that her father is behind bars and the family empire is crumbling, she's conveniently reframing that discipline as toxic control. According to sources close to Todd, this has struck a deep emotional chord. He feels betrayed, not because Savannah is seeking her independence, but because she's rewriting their shared history to better fit a public persona, one that's increasingly detached from the values and loyalty he thought they shared. A family fracture. While some family members have chosen to stay out of the media spotlight, others are quietly taking sides. Chrisley, Todd's estranged daughter from his first marriage, has kept her distance but has made vague references to truth always coming to light and family manipulation in cryptic podcast segments. Meanwhile, Grayson and Chloe remain largely silent, their guardianship and public image now firmly under Savannah's control. Sources close to Chrisley have suggested that she, too, is uncomfortable with some of the public portrayals. From behind bars, Julie reportedly remains focused on her faith and health, but has been quietly supportive of Todd's grievances. She's said to be heartbroken by the family rift, but unwilling to confront Savannah directly, fearing it will deepen the chasm. The media machine and the price of truth. The Chrisleys' fame was always built on a careful balance of vulnerability and showmanship. Their reality show, Chrisley Knows Best, thrived on the charisma of its patriarch, the relatable dysfunction of a Southern family, and the humorous chaos of parenting adult children. But when that showbiz sheen collided with federal investigations, indictments, and prison sentences, the family's narrative splintered. Savannah has become a master at leveraging public sympathy, crafting a compelling arc of the daughter-turned-mother figure trying to hold a broken family together. Yet to Todd, this is precisely the problem. Her version of events is gaining traction, while his is locked away with him, muted by prison walls and limited communication rights. Sources say Todd believes that by the time he gets out, the damage to his reputation, especially in the eyes of his own children, may be irreversible. That's why, despite legal barriers and reputational risks, he's allegedly chosen to speak out now, through letters, intermediaries, and private recordings passed through lawyers and family friends. Reclaiming the narrative. Todd's motivations aren't purely about reputation, according to those close to him. At the core is a deep sense of loss, of family unity, of legacy, and of truth. He reportedly believes that by allowing Savannah's version of events to dominate the public conversation, he's surrendering the last vestiges of control he has over the story of his own life. He is said to be preparing written accounts, memoirs, journals, even a potential post-prison documentary series that aim to clarify what he sees as gross misrepresentations told in interviews. Whether these efforts will find a willing audience remains to be seen. Already, public opinion is divided. Some sympathize with Savannah, admiring her strength and public grace. Others question her motivations, pointing out inconsistencies and the selective nature of her disclosures. Todd's supporters hope that his version of events will offer a necessary counterbalance, a reminder that even in prison, a father's voice matters. The road, a heave fallout from Todd's decision to speak out, may just be beginning. Already, media outlets are scrambling to verify the content of his alleged claims. Savannah has yet to respond directly, though insiders believe she is preparing a statement, or possibly another podcast episode, where she'll address the controversy on her terms. What's certain is that the Chrisley story, once a picture-perfect reality TV fairy tale, is now a far more complex, fractured, and emotionally raw narrative. The lines between truth, performance, and perception have blurred beyond recognition. And at the center of it all is a father and daughter, once inseparable, now locked in a quiet but powerful battle, not for fame, not for freedom, but for the right to tell their side of the story.